Hey, I'm Josh Farley with Far Out Tiny Homes, and today I'll be reviewing probably one of the strangest tools in my toolkit. Hey, so what we have here is the Bostitch 100 PSI Palm Nailer. This is very useful when getting into tight spaces, especially in the tiny house, in the loft or rafters, or in the container when you're up at the top and you don't really have space for your actual framing nailer to get up there. This is 21 degrees and sometimes we're only left with about 6 inches. So that makes necessity for a tool like this because we can easily get up there in that space and actually put nails down in through the top plates to secure them in place. So this is a pneumatic tool. It will be hooked up to a compressor of some sort. There are battery options as well as electric versions. I prefer pneumatic for most of the stuff that we do. It has a longer life, and most of the other things that we're doing on a day-to-day basis are pneumatic. So we're also on a generator, so having a tank of air is useful. It has your port here for the air. It's important when doing when using the tool that you actually maintain it properly. Put like about 10 to 20 drops in. That will keep the components well lubricated. Pressure goes back on. So here on the front of the tool, you have the pressure activator, what have you. When you press that down, it actually engages the hammer. And then on the inside, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it has the hammer itself. So that is what is moving up and down and impacting the head of your nail. So we're going to see an action shot here. Again, the PSI max on this is 100. It says 120 in the description on a Lowe's website, but the tool itself says 100. A little bit of operational stuff. You can choose to put the nail in the sleeve, though we recommend placing the nail on the surface in which it will be going into. This is much safer. Sometimes if you are placing the nail in and the pin presses down, see it catches, it has a tendency to shoot the nail out. Trust me, we've done it. So we choose to either hold it with our hand or use a mini pair of vice grips and hold the about mid shaft of the nail itself, place it on the surface, and hammer it down. If you're finding this content valuable, please smash that like button below and subscribe. So right now I have the pump off and we're just operating on the stored air inside the tank. What you've seen so far is about 5 or 6 nails. You can expect that if you're operating at a 70 PSI rating on your pressure valve itself, you get about 10 nails before the 150 pump needs to go off again. Just make sure you size your tank appropriate for the tools that you're going to be using. We have a much larger tank at the build yard that allows us to operate our framing nailers, the palm nailer, and our other finishing guns on the same tank. If you have a much smaller tank, we recommend just using the one tool, one port at a time. That way your pump is not constantly running. Another thing that I like about this product is the vent located here on the top. So it kind of avoids your hand and allows you to continuously use the tool while you're working, and it doesn't allow it to overheat. Though it is a big opening, so if it's dusty that day, there will be several amounts of dust and other particles that get in there. You want to make sure to keep your tools clean. Possibly one of the drawbacks of this tool itself is the nail in which you can work with. Recommends on the website a 2-inch nail. This is a 2.5-inch nail. I found that if you go above 2.5 or 3, the nail has a tendency to bend in the middle if you're trying to do anything like a toenail. It's that first initial impact that it doesn't have as much PSI as a framing nailer, so you kind of have to work at it in stages. If you are toenailing, we suggest a couple hits, and then you can bend your nail back and then drive it in. All right, so one of the things I like most about this tool is the size itself. It's so easy to fit right in your tool belt while you're working. You can switch back and forth between your framing nailer and the palm nailer extremely quick. You can fit it in your tool belt while you're climbing up and down a ladder, on the scaffolding, walking around the unit. Again, these are tight spaces, so small tools help out. They make a big difference. Hey, so this palm nailer can be purchased from Lowe's, retails at around $50. That's the tool itself. You can also purchase it off of Amazon for around $100. It comes with the case and the tools to maintain it properly. You can find the links to these specific tools in the description below.